Hi everyone, welcome back. My name's Toxi and it's time to get ready for some more amazing face paints. So today we're going to be doing a Spider-Man themed face paint. We're going to start off with our colours. We're going to need a black paint, a white paint and of course our red paint. Now the first thing we're going to do is wet our nice pointed brush and go straight into our white paint. I'm going to make sure my brush is nice and coated. And we're going to start with our Spider-Man eyes. Now I'm going to start from the inside of my eyebrow and pull up and away on both sides of my face to outline the Spider-Man eyes. I'm going to take my brush from the other end and pull it round to the corner of my eye, but make sure you don't go too close. I'm going to copy the same on the other side, rounding it around my eyebrow. Now at this point I'm going to go back into my white paint, making sure my brush is fully loaded again. And I'm going to fill in the gaps that I've just created. Now it's up to you if you want to cover your eyebrow. I'm going to for this. But I'm not going to pull the paint too far down. And if you want to just blend it, you can just blend it with your finger onto your eyelid. Carry on all the way up. Sorry, my lighting's getting in the way. And I'm going to carry on to the other side and do exactly the same. And then just use my finger just to blend the paint onto my eyelid so we're not putting thick paint onto our eyes. Awesome. The next thing I'm going to do is wash off my brush. Leave that brush to the side and I'm going to go into a sponge. Now if you don't have a sponge, don't panic. I'm sure you've got some of these lying around the house. Find a pair of scissors and cut yourself off a small section. Now with this I'm going to wet it a little bit and I'm going to go into our red paint, making sure my sponge isn't drippy wet or super dry, so your paint sticks but you've got no drips when you squeeze it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up this gap with my sponge, bringing the red just to the point where you've drawn your white lines. I'm going to fill up all of that space. Don't panic if you go over a little bit, we can neaten that up later. Go back into the water, squeeze it off, and then back into my red paint, filling up that sponge, making sure there are no drips, and then going back onto my face on the underside of these white lines. Now I'm not going to cover my whole face. You can if you wish, but I'm just going for a mask look today with my Spider-Man, so I'm going to stop around there on my nose. I carry on all the way around to the other side, making sure we have covered all the way up to that white line. Bring that down my cheeks just a little bit. Same on this side, on my nose, and I think I will stop there. Perfect. Now I'm going to wait for this to dry, and we're going to go into our white paint again. So coat my brush up again, and I'm just going to fill in any gaps or any lines that we might have smudged with our sponge. See up here I have a little bit of the red paint coming into the white. I'm just going to cover that back up. Just like that. Now I'm going to wash off my brush again and I'm going to go into our black paint. Now be careful because black paint isn't very forgiving, so you're going to want to be very careful with this part. Now once your brush is nicely coated, we are going to outline our white Spider-Man eyes. So I'm going to start here into the corner of my eyebrow and pull up and away. I'm going to do the same on the underneath, pulling away from my eyes with the black paint, just joining those parts up. I'm going to do the same on this side, so starting with my brush right into the corner, pull up and away, fill in that little gap. And then the same with the underneath from the corner all the way back in. Just like that. Now I'm going to wash my brush off again because I probably picked up some white and some red paint, and then go back into my black paint. I'm going to do a dot in the middle of my forehead, and I'm going to pull up and away, creating our first Spider-Man pattern. Now from the same point, we're going to pull up and away to recreate a V around that line you just created. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pull this line down my nose, stop around here and pull this line across my cheek. Same on the other side to frame our Spider-Man mask. Now I'm going to put a couple more lines in coming away from here, just pulling them across my face, just like that. Now this is the tricky part. We're going to load our brush back up with black paint, and we're going to dip tiny spider webs through those lines we've just created. So think about a big C in between the two lines, and just keep going all the way around in any spaces you've created. Just keep adding small C's in those gaps. And do the same on the side. Start up here, C, C, just like that, and keep going. Couple more up the ridge of your nose, bring that line down. Do the same on the other side. Add your C's all the way around your face. And there we go, our super cool Spider-Man look. I hope you enjoyed it, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone!